José Saramago was born in Portugal in 1922. He was a writer, and he wrote many books. His books are famous in many countries. He won many prizes for his work, including the Nobel Prize for Literature in 1998. His books are different because he does not write like other writers. He writes in a simple way, but his stories are full of important ideas. When José was a child, he lived in a small village in Portugal. His family did not have much money, but they loved reading. José liked reading books from a young age. He read many different books, from history to stories about people's lives. This helped him learn a lot about the world. José did not go to university because his family could not afford it. Instead, he worked in many different jobs. He worked as a mechanic, and he also worked in a publishing house. He wrote for newspapers and edited books. During these years, he was always writing in his free time. His dream was to be a writer, and he never gave up. In his early life, José wrote poetry and short stories. His first novel was published when he was 26 years old, but it did not become very famous. José was not happy with his first books. He thought they were not very good, and he decided to stop writing for a few years. After a long break, José started writing again in the 1980s. He wrote books that made people think deeply about life, politics, and society. One of his most famous books is Blindness. It tells the story of a group of people who suddenly go blind. They live in a world where they cannot see, and they must find a way to survive. The book shows how people change when they face problems, and it asks important questions about human nature. In Blindness, José Saramago wrote about the blindness of the characters, but it is also about how people do not always see the problems in the world. It is a story about fear, survival, and hope. The characters in the book help each other, even when they do not know what will happen next. This shows how important it is for people to help each other, especially in difficult times. Another well-known book by José Saramago is The Gospel According to Jesus Christ. In this book, he tells a story about the life of Jesus, but it is not the same story that people read in the Bible. In Saramago's version, Jesus is a man with feelings and doubts. He questions his place in the world and his role as the Son of God. This book made some people angry, but it also made others think about religion in a new way. José's writing is unique because he often does not use traditional punctuation. For example, he does not use many full stops, periods, or commas. This style makes his writing different and sometimes difficult to read, but it also gives his stories a special rhythm. Some readers love his style because it makes them feel like they are part of the story, while others find it hard to follow. José Saramago's books are also full of strange and imaginative ideas. In one of his books, The Year of the Death of Ricardo Reis, he imagines that a famous Portuguese poet from the past comes back to life. The book mixes history and fiction in a way that makes the reader think about time and memory. José believed that literature could change the world. He often wrote about politics, and he was not afraid to talk about difficult subjects. He thought that writers should not just tell stories. They should also ask questions and make people think about the world in a different way. In his books, José often showed the power of ordinary people. In Blindness, the characters are ordinary people, but they become heroes in their struggle for survival. José believed that everyone has the power to make a difference, even if they do not know it. He believed in the strength of the human spirit, even in difficult times. José was also known for his love of language. He thought that language was a powerful tool that could change the way people think. He often played with words and sentences in his books, making his writing interesting and creative. He believed that language could help people understand the world better, and he used it to make his stories come alive. Even though José Saramago passed away in 2010, his books continue to inspire readers around the world. His work is translated into many languages, and many people still read his stories today. He is remembered as one of the most important writers of the 20th century, and his ideas continue to shape the way people think about literature and life. José Saramago's life shows that it is important to follow your dreams, even if it is difficult. He never gave up on his passion for writing, and he worked hard to become a successful author. His books remind us that it is important to ask questions, to think about the world around us, and to help others when we can. His legacy lives on in the books he wrote, and in the ideas he shared with the world. Through his writing, José Saramago made a big impact on literature and on how people think about society, politics, and human nature. He showed that stories can be more than just entertainment. They can be a way to challenge ideas and inspire change. Even though his style of writing is not always easy, it is always full of meaning and thought-provoking ideas. José Saramago's books are a gift to readers. They make us think about life, about how we treat others, and about the world we live in. His stories remind us that we all have a role to play in making the world a better place. José's writing teaches us that even in difficult times, there is always hope, and there is always the possibility for change. His life and work will continue to inspire people for many years to come.